The village of Raffi sat somewhere between Lokoja and the rocky hills of Plateau. People used to say a river once ran through it, but that was before the drought in a village that hasn't seen water in 17 years. One morning, the dry, cracked earth turns into a flowing river. The land had been dry for as long as anyone could remember. No crops, no rain, no river, just cracked earth stretching like broken glass under the sun. The elders used to say the land was cursed, but nobody believed them. Until the morning the river appeared. It started with a sound, not thunder, not wind, breathing. A boy heard it first. He was walking across the empty field when the ground beneath him felt soft. He looked down. The cracks were closing. Then water began to rise, clear, calm, flowing. A river, right in the middle of the dry land. The boy ran to the village screaming, "There's water, there's water." People followed him back, but when they arrived, the land was dry. Nothing, no river. What used to be cracked earth now reflected the sky like a broken mirror. The villagers stopped calling it a flood. Floods come with rain, this one came with silence. No clouds, no storm, no source, just water. And it wasn't flowing outward. It was rising upward, slowly, as if it was breathing. At night something changed. The surface began to move without wind. Small circles formed, like invisible fingers touching it. An old farmer heard the voice of his late brother. A young boy heard his own name, but spoken in his own voice. The water was not speaking loudly. It was remembering. People stopped going near it, but that didn't stop the dreams. Everyone in the village began dreaming the same dream. And then the whispers started. Not loud, not clear, just familiar. Each person who stood close to the edge heard something different. A mother heard her childhood nickname. It was memories, moments they had forgotten, regrets they buried, promises they broke. The river was not outside them. It was inside them. And each morning the water grew wider, not aggressively, patiently, like it was waiting for something. On the fifth night, the ground around the basin cracked open, not from dryness but from pressure. The water glowed faintly. That was when the elders finally admitted something wasn't right. This land had always been dry, even during the worst rainy seasons. Water never stayed here, the soil rejected it. But this water was accepted, like it belonged, like it had been here before. And then someone noticed the pattern. The river only expanded when someone tried to leave the village. Anyone who packed to relocate would wake up to find the water closer to their doorstep. Not flooding, watching. It wasn't trapping them. It was preventing escape, as if the land itself refused to let them run. The mystery was no longer about where the water came from. The water glowed faintly, blue, soft. That was when the elders finally admitted something wasn't right. This land had always been dry. Even during the worst rainy seasons, water never stayed here, the soil rejected it. But this water was accepted, like it belonged, like it had been here before, long before the village, long before the dryness. And then someone noticed the pattern. The river only expanded when someone tried to leave the village. Anyone who packed to relocate would wake up to find the water closer to their doorstep. Not flooding, just closer, watching. It wasn't trapping them. It was preventing escape, as if the land itself refused to let them run. The mystery was no longer about where the water came from. The river only grew when they tried to escape, not the land but responsibility. The more they denied what they had ignored for years, the closer the water came, until finally they stopped running. And something changed. The river stopped expanding, because the message had already settled. The dryness they complained about for years was not a punishment from nature. It was a consequence. And when something living is buried, it does not die quietly. That mysterious water was never just water. It was memory. It was the land refusing to be erased. And once the village accepted that, the river did not disappear. It remained present, no longer threatening. Because some things don't come to destroy you. They come to remind you who you used to be, and what you tried to forget.